I'm probably gonna use the words. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Stands. Under God. Anybody for public forum? Lisa Reese.
Hello, everyone. I'm not gonna stand up there. I just wanted to give a shout out to the, counseling department. They worked with about 5 different agencies. Copic Range, West Copic Reformed Church, Toys for Tots, Salvation Army, State Police Department, and Columbia County Sheriff's Office to supply 25 families with some Christmas. And it doesn't even stop there. I was thinking about this, I mean, I know a lot of the faculty, a lot of staff filled in what was needed, and they didn't have right down to wrapping paper and bags, and there was groceries being sent home. And it's Christmas, and the spirit is just alive and going through the building, and I love it, but it doesn't stop there. We always, faculty, staff, everyone alike always seems to meet the needs. Gloves, hats, coats, food. I was just recently accused of putting $20 in one of the seniors' lunch accounts. I don't know who did it, but thank you, because I got some credit, but I mean, that's the kind of faculty and staff that we have. We just meet the needs consistently, so I wanted to give them a shout out. I want to wish everyone happy holidays.
You should give us all these little bags.
Thank you. Very good.
Again later. Thanks, Lisa.
Very welcome.
Next up, we have Adam.
Adam.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm sorry to take up your time with this, but I want to first of all, thank you for letting us play pickleball.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of a problem, and I'm sorry to bring it on Wednesday night, but we kind of need to resolve it by Saturday. We've capped the group at 18 because we had 47 people sign up. It's 10 million, can't handle that. So we have 18 people, they're all property owners and taxpayers, like me. And many of them are full-time, some of them are snowbirds, okay? They're all retired. We can't seem to be able to play this Saturday because we have 2 approved people who can't come. And so we tried to get around that by asking, Sybil Howard if we could please have 4 people. And apparently we're able for what? To be approved by the board to manage the group. Apparently we can't, or there's been some miscommunication. So
I think
if
there's
we,
been a lot of miscommunication.
okay. So if we can have 4, we have a resignation and I'm willing to be one of them. Or if we can have 4, how do we do that, please?
Well, there is probably a way to do it. It's just that the timeliness and the directions that were given were not followed. So I hate to say it like that. But we do have rules that we follow. And we tried to address that. I believe they have not gotten back to us based upon what the permissions were given. So I don't know what information you have, but it seems much different from the information we have.
Okay, well, I wasn't handling it and I'd like to handle it. So what do you recommend I do?
Well, I recommend that we talk later.
Okay. Should I hang around after this meeting?
I wouldn't, I think it'd be a waste of your time. So
Okay.
give us a call in the morning.
Okay, anyone in particular?
Yeah, you can call Sybil or myself.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry to take up the time.
Yeah, and I don't know who you are, but Miss Adams?
Yeah,
Okay, so there are processes for continuing education. This feels as if it's rushed. It feels as if it's not thought out. I'm concerned. You know, this is it's kind of a public building, but kind of not public building. Okay?
well, we do have 18 people signed up, and if I could tell them not to come, I kind of need to tell them. So, but let's talk after or tomorrow morning, as you said. Thank you for your time. Sorry to.
It's okay. Vicky, yes, Sandler?
Standard. I'm with pickleballers. And just to say that, we want to do whatever it takes to facilitate it and fill out everything we need to fill out and do everything in the proper way. But one of the things that we wanted to inquire about is if there could only be 2 people on that document that needs to be signed for the insurance purposes, or whether it could be expanded to maybe 3 or 4. Just because a lot of people, if it's just 2 and then they can't be there, we will run into this problem again in the future. So, that's it.
Okay, well, I mean, just contact the school. I mean, have you tried contacting the school before coming to the meeting tonight?
No, because someone else was handling it. He gave me his resignation letter. I thought maybe that would handle it.
The thing is, if you just call the school, they'll walk you through whatever it is that you need to do.
Okay, I didn't want to step on anybody's toes and I wanted to find out the right process. Obviously, somebody was doing it wrong. So I don't want to continue it wrong.
Right.
I need to fix it.
I agree with you.
Okay,
All right,
thank
thank you.
Thank you.
Now we're doing a meet and greet with Mandy. We have a new dog.
We have a new dog.
Aw.
Yeah. This is Mandy. Mandy's full registered name is Maple Nook Amanda Louise.
Wow.
Maple Nook for her breeder's kennel. Amanda for a girl that we know who did a lot of treatment with our previous golden Amber. And Louise from Ford, who was a retired teacher from great here kind of our
Aw.
golden tier for ever. Mandy, here, right here.
So on your agenda this evening is the, contract, to re-update, Linda as a handler. And so I thought that it'd be nice for everyone to meet Mandy, who's in training. And, we still have Cookie, who's here, all the time.
How old is Cookie?
11.
Cookie just turned 11.
And how old is Mandy? Mandy's 3.
Oh, my, so she's not a puppy.
She's
Beautiful.
We just announced his birthday.
So if I can draw your attention to some of the pictures up here. Here you have children, with their computers reading. And here you have, Mandy checking out a book in the library.
Aw.
The kids respond very well, as well as the adults.
So they're the adults, yeah.
Is there a stressful situation? Very often, the dogs are deployed to calm everyone down.
You're not listening to you. Shot the dog.
You're over the outland dog.
Aw, so cute. Love you.
It's all certified now, but it's still working, it's still
Have you
learning.
had a, since she's a puppy?
She has been training since she was about 6 months old.
Okay, with you.
With me, yeah,
Yeah, I thought-
she's our baby.
They both are our, a lot of people who ask us that, over and over is like, where do we get them? We don't go rent them, we can't buy them. Yeah, there are pets.
And they don't come trained.
They don't come trained. You have to spend a whole lot of time working on training them.
These dogs have a really great temperament, the breed itself,
Yes.
so it's, really great dogs.
They do. There's lots of dogs who make good hair dogs, but golden are particularly.
Yeah.
Good job. This one's very vocal too.
I thought she was growling, but she's not.
Oh, yeah. Well-
In fact, if I leave one home, the other one is upset with me.
Are they protective of each other?
No, anybody could walk out.
Just
to
a
the-
happy dog.
She's just, she wants the attention and she's been at home all day today, so Cookie's hours are being a little bit reduced. She's here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Mandy's here Tuesday and Thursday. And after the first of the year, we're gonna flip flop that. So Mandy will be here 3 days, Cookie will be here 2 days. But Mandy has really, as you can see in the top left picture, she's really taken her duties to heart and the kids love her and
No, this is a great program.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much.
we appreciate the board's support and administration's support and all of our principals' support because we don't work if they all aren't on board with us. So
Just seeing a dog is just makes you smile.
it's fun. And so many times the kids will say to me, what's Cookie's job or what's Mandy's job? And I say, well, look at them and tell me what you feel. Does it make you happy?
Yeah.
And the answer is always yes. And I say, well, that's their job. So that's what they're here for. They're just here for support, emotional support. And we've really broadened this year in particular, we broadened our base of contact with our kids, which has been a really good thing. And we're really excited about doing it too. You'll
So
you'll
awesome.
follow that.
And I can tell you, I see Linda's timesheet and the contract only requires her to put in about 20 to 25 hours a week. She puts in far more hours than that in the school every single week. So she gives us a lot of her own time.
Well, thank you for that. Our kids probably thank you.
It's our pleasure. And, if there's a kid here who needs us, that's what we're here for. Yeah. But I think we'll take them home now.
Thank you for the show and tell. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, good holiday.
I know you want to stay with me.
No, you don't want to say tomorrow.
All right, so much for the fun. Now it's time for this.
Know which one it is.
All right, I need, for the acceptance of the agenda. Alicia, second. Diane, any questions? I need to add a new business. It's for or do I just do that when it comes time?
You can do either way.
Yeah, we'll do it now. We're gonna do, approval of the ski club for the 2022-2023 school year. We're not sure that we approved that. I think we did in October, but we're gonna make sure that we do because the program's gonna start.
Ski club.
Ski club, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I remember we did it.
Right, well, we all said that too, but they can't find it, so. I'll just add that for new business. All right, any other questions on the agenda?
So the additional items we discussed, you did be changed in the dates and a couple of things. Should we wait for that section?
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, wait. All in favor? Thank you. All right, I need a motions for the acceptance of the consensus agenda. Motion, Diane, second, Molly. Any questions? We'll go through that. We have a resignation, Tanya Pricky. Tanya's been here for 21 years. Good teacher. I wish her well in her new endeavors. I did talk to her and she said she's just looking for a new challenge and closer to home, so. And we have retirement, Doreen Gantz, who's been here for 28 years. 25 of those years full time, so she's been here a really long time, so. Wish her really well, enjoy your life after working 28 years, so good for her. I did have one question, Neil, there on the mandatory regulation on standard work days. What is that? I meant to ask.
This is just a function of ERS reporting because both of these positions are appointed positions. And so there's additional duties that are required and people who serve in those roles get additional time reported to the system. So it's just a requirement that we publicize and report who the individuals are in those roles, those
Okay,
two roles.
all right, thank you. Anybody got anything else? All right, all in favor? Thank you. All right, we have presentation of senior research papers. We have Landon Halstead, Megan Nolan.
I'll just go ahead and click.
Hi, my name is Landon Halstead. I'm happy to be here tonight. I want to thank all for having me here. My research project was on the effects of cyberbullying, how to prevent. I first want to start off by saying why I chose this topic. It's something that I've noticed happening in school a lot, and I wanted to learn more about it and how I can take part in helping stop it. I'll start off by saying, what is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying can be defined as the use of electronic communication to bully someone, typically by sending messages or threatening behaviors, like saying to some kid's face not in Facebook, to their face, but over a text message or something like, "You're ugly, I hate you, you should kill yourself." Those are all ways of bullying somebody online, or even just like posting an embarrassing picture of somebody online. That's always bullying them. And cyberbullying is becoming a way more popular way of bullying over the past couple of years. And it's also only going to get worse as technology advances unless something is done to help stop it. Why do people cyberbully? People who cyberbully, they cyberbully because they're hurting themselves. A lot of times, people who regular bully do it because it allows them to get their anger on somebody else. I've known bullies in the past, and I talked to them about their certain situations at home, and they weren't good, and they were really angry, so I could see why they were doing it at the time. And it also can bring spotlight on you if you're the one doing the cyberbullying. For kids who aren't less popular, it allows them to make fun of somebody in a larger way, so where more people can see it, so therefore they can get some spotlight brought on themselves and get a little popular, even though it's the wrong way too. And people may think you're funny for doing it. And people who cyberbully know it's wrong when they're doing it, and they know the consequences that it can lead to if they get caught, but they're so desperate for that attention, as I mentioned, that they're willing to do it anyway. Another reason they do it is because it's behind a screen and it's easy to disguise themselves and allow them to not get caught. Who gets to cyberbullied? Typically, teenagers between the ages of 10 through 20 are the ones who get cyberbullied, and mainly like the younger group because they're new to social media. They don't exactly know what they're doing with it, and so therefore they become more vulnerable to being picked on. Effects of cyberbullying. Victims of a cyberbully sometimes have to deal with a lot of things depending on how bad it is. It can lead to a huge decline in mental health and eventually depression. And the worst effect of cyberbullying is suicide. I've heard it millions of times, or not millions of times, but a bunch of times where people have like different stories of kids who just started getting cyberbullied and they couldn't take it anymore, so they killed themselves because of it. And I have a little video that's a minute long, talks about this.
Hold on a second. Here, I'll put it back. Okay.
One of my friends before, she was telling me that she was doing stock doctors for any kind of bully at the same time. So as a result of being done, she was, she told me things.
People post pictures on Facebook, and she was basically thinking it was like weight loss thing because she wasn't proud of her weight. And she puts a picture of like how she's lost weight. Instead of people encouraging her to do better, there are some people that kind of acting maliciously towards her. For kids my age, cyberbullying is very common.
It comes in many different forms. That's what people don't understand. I think Facebook can make it more comfortable that if you feel sexually abused, you can have someone you can talk to about it.
I think one thing that Facebook can do is ask more questions.
I think it needs to be more awareness because bullying is real and people face it every day. Because bullying should be.
All right, so at the end of the video, I started to talk about how to prevent cyberbullying, and there's some more ways to do it. The first step to stopping cyberbullying is notice who's being bullied and talk to them about it so you can help stop the person who is bullying them. And kids will typically give signs when they're being cyberbullied. They'll stop doing like the normal things they do every day, and they'll distance themselves from their friends and even their family because they don't want to talk about it. And it's important to not overlook it because it could be something more serious. I know a lot of parents they'll see kids messing around with each other and they'll be like, oh, they're just joking, they're just messing around, it's not that big of a deal. And in reality, it could be that big of a deal and they're just not, they're overlooking. And with technological advances, it should start to get easier and easier to identify who's doing it and stopping them from doing it. And the kids who are getting bullied themselves, they can help too. They can report things to whether like the school office or the parents or the teachers. And that can give them some evidence of who is doing it, and that allows them to help also stop it. And another way is to don't give the bully attention. If you don't acknowledge them, they eventually stop. And the best way to prevent it is to just be kind to everybody and treat others how you would want to treat yourself. Why is it important to prevent cyberbullying? Cyberbullying is important to prevent because kids are taking their lives, as I said earlier, due to it every day. And there's millions of kids also who are just having suicidal thoughts or thinking they're not good enough because somebody behind the screen is telling them they're not. And no one should have to live with constantly being bullied over the internet. Nobody. Things I learned doing this project is that everyone has cyberbullied or bullied someone to some extent. It may not be something that is recognizable at the time, but if you think back to it, eventually be able to realize you might have bullied in the past. And also the things you say or do to the person can affect that person's lives in ways you don't even realize. And that it's easy to tell by a kid's actions the way he or she is feeling. Questions I still have. With the technology we have available to us, why can't we figure out how to pick up when someone is trying to say something to someone that they shouldn't be saying and put a stop to it immediately? And do people who purposely cyberbully regret it when they get caught? And things I would have done differently with my project, I wouldn't have done much differently. I enjoyed doing it. I felt like I got the deadlines on time. And the only thing I would have done is just worked on it more on so I could have finished it quicker and got to edit it. And that's all. Thank you.
That was a very good presentation, and I really like the subject matter. What's the worst, like, what do you consider, because I'm an old person, so I don't really, what's the worst, vehicle out there, like Facebook, Instagram? I mean, which one is probably the worst one for cyberbullying that you would think?
In the past, it was Facebook, but as new apps like Snapchat and Instagram have come out, and like people on the street, they can post pictures of themselves in like the comment sections.
The Snapchat, they disappear, right?
Yeah, the Snapchat they disappear on, so that also can cause problems with people get cyberbullied because it disappears already.
So there's no documentation or proof.
Well, kids are really good at taking a picture of that
Yeah.
before it disappears now.
I've seen, like, I've done it myself, where like somebody said to me, somebody or said something to me and I've taken another device and taken a picture, so they didn't see that I took the picture of it, so they didn't know I was.
Oh, because if you take it, they
They can
know.
see that I
Oh,
screenshot
I
it.
see.
or-
Yeah, I'm oblivious to some of this stuff. Thank you. Good presentation. Thanks. Hi, Megan.
Just let me know when you want me to play.
Megan Hiller, and I would love to you guys when you do that. I was talking about struggles with anxiety and more. It's very, very common in a lot of people, especially adults and teenagers, any age really. So I just want to start by asking if you guys may have anxiety.
No.
Only at board meetings.
And what anxiety can look like, it can have nausea, sweating, trembling. That's kind of like in the voice for like the talking, it kind of gets weakened. Feeling weak, shaking, tired, an increase in heart rate, and rapid breathing, otherwise known as hyperventilating, and trouble concentrating. What is anxiety? It's the constant fear and worry about the past, present, and future. Again, it can cause nausea, sweating, and increase in heart rate. It is not uncommon for many people to have constant anxiety every day.
Anxiety overall, it can make it challenging to get through the day itself. It's the worry about the what ifs and things to come. Other things, it can lead to other disorders like depression. It goes hand in hand with depression a lot. A lot of people who have anxiety get depression along with it. Social anxiety and panic attacks are really common. Outside versus inside. On the inside, someone can be panicking, worrying, and stuck in their own head constantly. But on the outside, they're perfectly fine, it's normal. They just feel zoned out. People who know the person personally can maybe tell this better than like a stranger. Because they have that emotional connection with them when they know them. Different types of anxiety or panic disorders. That's more based off of the fear in the body. Another one is social anxiety. That's triggered in crowds, kind of like this. And generalized anxiety disorder is also one that's excessive worrying about anything in life. It can be physical with muscle tension, irritability, fatigue, and outrage. Treatments could be counseling or therapy, medications, yoga, mental health days, anything to help the body and the mind relax at the same time. Treatments can be different for everyone though. Someone, it could work with just medication, some need to talk to somebody, but some may need both at more severe cases. Breathing things like that can also help someone to really think breathing methods and from having high anxiety. And student struggles, they can struggle in school. They can't focus very well on their assignments. They can miss assignments. They can just not come to school altogether because they don't want to deal with it. Decision making for seniors, it can be very big because they're trying to make decisions about the future. They think it's going to affect the life, they make the wrong one. You know, they try to go to their peers for help. Make it the wrong one, they're not sure. What schools can do, they can have a place for students to decompress, to breathe and think about stuff. They can talk to the counselor. The dogs can really help, you know, give that like happiness to them. They can make a safe room available, someone to talk to. Activities like they used to do in yoga and gym class. A lot of people said that let them have that like time to breathe in the morning. And relaxation activities.
So do we do any of those things here or?
We used to do the yoga stuff and then I don't do it anymore because I need definitely raise. I don't know if they still do it. Obviously they still do the dogs, and I know a lot of counselors here that really make people feel welcome.
And what made you choose this this topic?
I struggled with anxiety for years and I still am, and you know, something like this should really be aware.
I like that. It's awesome. Thank you. Very good presentation. Thank you so much to the students. They did a great job. Thanks, Melanie, for bringing it to my attention. Next up, we have the superintendent report.
Okay, I'd like to thank the board, for their support in the memorandum of agreement with the faculty association. This little, safety net on some medical issues and not having to take out end and sub end. So, and then to be able to have the fitness center in the pool available for faculty and staff and which I so I think there's some little things that are hopefully will go a long way. We received our New York State Department of Health limited service laboratory registration today. So that's good, because we've been still testing for COVID, and this allows us to formally, I guess, be in line with public health law. And the last thing I'd like to share is that Long Road Solar, which is allegedly going to have permits on 762 Route 217, which as far as I can tell is kind of behind COAR. And
What are they doing?
they've got some sort of solar array that they're putting in. And we've been talking with Michael Tucker at the Economic Development Corporation, talking with our attorneys. And this is still in the planning stages, but we received a letter that said that they had signed and put a deposit down with the utility. But I think they're a little ahead of what they should be doing. Auburn passed a town law last month, and it does not seem as if these folks are aware.
Same in Kobe, the same thing that happened in Kobe.
So, we are working through the Economic Development Corporation, to try to find out more information. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Audit committee report, Joe?
Okay, we met, the second meeting this year, as we entered a 23-24 budget cycle. Our federal screening audit will start in March, and we're gonna do child nutrition. Our All CARES Act and American Rescue Plan grant programs will be reviewed for the 21-22 year. Our interest earnings through November 30th were 302,128. We earned only 3,453 in the same time period in 2021. Negotiations with administrative associations are ongoing, and we will start with middle management and senior management groups after January. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Got the budget committee report. Kevin's not here, so I'm gonna read the report. I was on the budget committee as well, so I was at the meeting. So we reviewed proposed budget initiative. They've totaled $750,000. Microscopes for the high school science labs and additional supplies. To comply with updated science standards for labs in 5th and 8th grades. Elementary music instruments and sound system for classroom. Elementary school author visit, which Beth Forrest did that presentation at the last meeting. Basketball shot clocks, control panel and scores table. Software platform change for CSE department. A pack projector, 3D printers and smart boards. 15 AED units, wall padding in all gyms. Refinishing of all gym floors. A fleet purchase of 30 passenger bus, 3 SUVs and a truck with plow and sander. Updating of the faculty rooms. I think there's 3 of them. It's good furniture in there and things like that to make it a more pleasant atmosphere. Possible furniture upgrades to some elementary classrooms. So we talked about all these. And we'll, try to fit them in. Some things we can buy now. We won't even have to put them in the budget. But we'll talk more about that at the next meeting. We've asked for more information on some of the requests. They're pretty broad, so we just asked for some more information. So then we'll just continue to discuss. I think our next one's February, correct? Next meeting is in February. Okay. All right. Board of Education member activity reports. Does anyone have anything? Anyone go to any games yet? I was gonna come last night because coffee. Volleyball just couldn't make it.
You go to the volleyball.
You went to the
Yeah,
volleyball?
they're doing really good, really good. The Beat Hudson. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, what was that, last night, night before?
Nice.
Yeah, really nice. That was awesome. They've been really good.
We beat Catskill last night, right? Basketball team? Nice. I went to a content coordinator meeting, with the grant, the guy that did a presentation last week, he was part of the process, so that's the only thing that I went to. I had a lot of stuff last month. Oh, right, you brought the bagels to the bus garage. And we're gonna try to do that with each group. So, we've done the custodial staff and maintenance group and buses, so next month we'll do another group.
Michelle, you have a concert like high school concert.
Oh, yeah. And I was at the junior. Yeah, it was
You had junior time?
It was awesome.
Ron, did you go to a game yet?
I wanted to go yesterday.
We
but
gotta make a game.
I slept in Mikey, the orthodontist, and that was it.
Yeah, I was planning on coming, I just couldn't do it. All right, well, thank you. Next up is a building report, so we have Mary D'Amico, the elementary school. Hi, Mary.
Hi, so everybody has a little present box in front of you. The kids made those with the 3D printer. That's their happy holiday gift to you.
Thank you, this is so cool.
It is pretty, it's pretty amazing. So the elementary school is in full swing for the holidays. Students have been qualifying during PE for the reindeer run. And it is culminating in a glow run on Thursday.
What's
Ne-
the reindeer run?
They, depending on your age, you're run for 5 minutes straight or 10 minutes straight. And you should see if you can check it out because they listed the names of all of the kids that qualified. And like, we have whole classes of kids that qualified. It's pretty impressive. They wanted me to do it and I said, why start now? So also next week, in the library, we're having the makerspace workshop. I know that, Bonnie, you and, you both have actually helped before, right? We were there. It
Yeah,
seems
when
like
is it?
it's going to be all week. So it's Monday through Thursday. And it's going to cover pre-K through 6th grade. So we are looking for volunteers. I think Tuesday is really the only day where we do have volunteer, we have enough coverage. But it feels like we were just there. Wasn't it like Cinco de Mayo? So
And
this is,
from like 8 o'clock in the morning till.
yeah, it's the entire day. And so this is the first one of the 2 that they do every year. And they have really cool stuff planned. Students are just going to engage in a variety of activities.
Yeah,
We-
I'll come. I don't know when I gotta look
Yeah,
at my
well,
calendar, but
it's-
I'll let you know. I'll text
Sounds
or I'll
good.
email
Thank you. We also have on Friday of this week, we have a Nutcracker performance for students grades pre-K through 2 at 1:30 in the PAC. You're all welcome to come. And then the 6th grade on Thursday, they will be working on it all of next week, but on Thursday, they're going to be doing their performance with Dancescapes. And so we're going to have grades 3 through 6 attend that. And again, you're welcome to come. It's pretty amazing what the kids can do. We have had the students in the elementary school are really being impacted by the kind of the economic decline. We have kids that have been showing up, and these are little kids, not high school kids that have decided they're going to wear shorts to school. But these are kids that don't have coats, are showing up in like spring outfits. They don't have boots. So we've really struggled with that. We went through all of our hats and gloves that had been donated. And on our administrative meeting on Tuesday, I just sort of let my colleagues know, hey, we really could use some help. And I'm really fortunate to work with the people I do because we had people that donated money that went out and bought hats and gloves and scarves, and we were able to replenish the supply. So, and Lisa is correct, the faculty and staff are very generous. The administrative team is as generous as well. So I just wanted to publicly thank those people. The other thing, we have been working on MTSS, which is the multi-tiered system of supports for students. So that's sort of what we're supposed to be doing, working towards instead of RTI. What that is you've got different tiers to support kids who need academic intervention. Academically, they're not at their grade level. So you have the highest level of support, which is tier 3. And then and the interventionists pull kids for that. So we have reading, math interventionists, and they can do small groups with kids. Tier 2, they can do small groups with kids, but they also can do a lot of push-in. And then tier 1 intervention, you work within the classroom with your regular classroom teacher. So we have had 28 MTSS meetings. That's not counting our RTI. We're really trying to focus on kindergarten and 1st grade, but we have been doing them for other grades as well. So in 28 meetings for our 8-week review, which we just had, we had 7 students go from tier 3, our highest level of service. You're being pulled out because you're so far behind. 7 kids have moved from tier 3 to tier 2 in grades K and 1. 4 students have moved from tier 3 to tier 1. So that's a huge improvement. And then we have 7 students who have gone from tier 2 to tier 1. So Darby and I were very happy this afternoon because we were signing all of these letters to go send home to parents that said, hey, your kids' services have been reduced because they're doing that much better. And Paula Knoll and Beth Flores and Kristen Phillips have really gone above and beyond pushing this MTSS program. But all of the teachers I'm so impressed when I go to these meetings at the level of professionalism that I see and just how darn smart they are, because I'm sort of like, well, what is that? What are you guys talking about? No, I'm kidding, but it's been wonderful. So I'm really appreciative of all of the hard work that everybody's done.
That's really great news. That's really cool.
Method,
Thank you. Oh, what was the glow thing? You said something about
the glow run, so they turn the lights out and we'll have Christmas lights.
Yeah.
But it's just darkness. And then we have glow sticks and different glow necklaces that we give them. They love that and they run.
And when is that?
That is Thursday. And so next week. So what we're going to do is, instead of the other specials that they might be attending, everybody's gonna, at their time, go to the glow
I
run.
wanted to do it last year and for some reason didn't make it, so I wanted to see.
You'll have to check it out. The
I will.
music is going. It's fun. They really like it.
No. I might, maybe I'll take pictures. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is the high school, Lisa Cardilla.
We've had two really great concerts and art shows the last two Tuesday nights. So the high school went last week, the middle school went last night. So there was great participation. The middle school just cracked me up. They're so excited. They popped in all day on Tuesday. Are you coming tonight? Are you coming tonight? And so I followed up today to say, I saw you on stage. I know you were on the clarinet. So the seventh grade trip, or took a field trip up to the state capitol. They had a really great time up there. They did some tours. They got to hang out and see each other and tour around up there.
Did they meet any politicians?
They did not meet any politicians. Last week, Brian Van Tassel and I went to a training at Watervliet to see a possible program that we're looking to bring here for our middle school. So it's with the National Coalition of Building Institute, and it's on building caring schools. And so focusing on our middle school, trying to bring that messaging of what it means to be a decent human being. And so it's a train the trainer type thing. And so it's not an anti-bullying approach. It's not a anti-racism. It's just being human beings. And so it's really a train the trainer type situation where a group of people will come in and they'll train a group of our students. They suggested that we start and have a couple of high school students as well, who we think are leaders, to work with our 7th and 8th graders, and then they'll become trainers, which will then pass on to the next round of 7th and 8th graders. And so looking at getting that going. We've got a call with them tomorrow. Yesterday, the restorative practices group met with state ed, so they came in to continue our work with restorative practices. I had done a survey to both staff and students to find out what the pulse of restorative practices was at school so far this year. I had over 100 students respond to the survey, which I thought was pretty impressive. One of the things that I asked was, do you have an adult in the building that you feel comfortable with, that you can go to, that is your person? And then I took some time and emailed each of those people so they knew that they were recognized by the students, because I think that that's a little bit more motivating to know that the hard work is paying off. But the group yesterday, the committee, I had step out, but I think at the end what they decided to do was that our next steps are, we're going to work on some of this in our faculty meetings, but they are going to put together a rubric, and they, as faculty and people like that within the school, are going to go in and do just walkthroughs in their colleagues' classrooms. So doing shout outs, I try and start every staff meeting with a shout out, and so they're going to do the shout outs that this is where we're already doing these good things, and we need to acknowledge and keep doing some of those things. So the committee's working on that. And then our student council has been super active this year. They've been coming up with all kinds of ideas. I was a hard no on some of them. And then we are moving forward with another set. And so next week we have dress up days. We made sure that our elementary and secondary levels were aligned in what those days look like, so we can have some uniformity across the two different areas. But they are doing a semi-formal in January. In February, I'm looking forward to, they're doing a talent show. So they're going to hold auditions and they're going to hold a talent show. And then they are very excited to do a kickball tournament in the spring. And then they want to do an old school track and field day. So I'm very excited to see what activities they can do.
Really cool.
So kids are getting involved. They're coming up with some really good ideas. They have a suggestion box going, which has provided some good suggestions on things that we need to look at. So
All right. Sounds good. Wow. Talent show. We like that. All right, next up, thank you, Lisa. Hi, Sandra.
Hi there. So, couple of heads up, type of things I want to give you. The APPR committee has been working with the, people service, groups, the counselors, social workers, and, psychologists to take a look at the rubric that they're evaluated under. And they have decided to separate them out, and we're all under one, rubric. So they have their own rubrics, which are more tailored to their job responsibilities. So they'll be a little shorter in length and really target their job responsibilities. I expect those to be wrapped up by the end of January. Our goal was to have everything done within the first semester, because if you're being evaluated, you should know what you're being evaluated on, right? So APPR is back in full force. The COVID waivers are no longer in place, so we are also working on the slows, looking to do mostly a rollover, and that will be wrapped up hopefully too by the end of the semester. So they've been working hard, and this is a group of volunteers that meet with me way after hours, because a lot of times I'm not available until later in the day, like 4 o'clock. So they've been really supportive of working around my schedule and communicating this with their colleagues. And I think they're good changes. There's more changes they might want to make, but they're good changes to start for the year. And we'll see where the law goes with it. Too. So that's one thing. I attended the Rural Schools Conference last week. That was very good. I had the chance to hear the commissioner speak, and really did the thought of addressing rural school needs. So like many other rural schools, we're declining in our enrollment. Doesn't mean that we don't need to exist, but we need to exist even more, and how we can do so and sustain our needs is really important. And that was what the conference was a lot about. So I really found it valuable. I would encourage you to consider that conference as board members at some point. I was able to attend a couple before COVID hit, so it's been a while since I've attended, and it really was a good experience for me to freshen up some of the newer things out there and understand what other schools are going through.
Where do they hold that?
Pardon me?
Where do they hold that?
It was in Saratoga Springs.
Oh,
So it's relatively close. You could drive up together if you were going, so, really.
Rural schools really they have to be very creative. I know I've gone to some conferences and went to some of the whatever block there was, and some of the school districts really have to be creative because they don't have the resources that a city school district has. So it's very hard for some of these school districts. So yeah.
Yes. And changing demographics.
Yeah.
Along changes, we have a new science test on the horizon for grades 5 and 8. So the science department has been working really hard at taking a look at the labs that the state just recently released that will go alongside the curriculum for those science tests. They're looking at lab supplies, we're looking at curriculum. I'm expecting that we will put together a curriculum proposal for the summer and do some additional work. But I just wanted to make you aware, you probably will see a budget proposal initiative put forth for that, but they're still working on gathering all that information because the labs were only released a few weeks ago, and the state that gave us a list last spring, but it's very different than what ended up on the labs. So go figure, right?
It's New York State.
Yeah, so that's a big thing we've been working on. I'd like to invite you to 2 events this coming week. The ENL dinner at 5:30 on Monday night, as well as the leadership team is putting on a breakfast for everyone in the school community from 7 to 9 on Wednesday morning. So invite you to both events.
Joe, you could make that.
That's it for tonight, thank you.
Thanks, Sandra. Civil business office.
We had a busy board committee week this week, so you and Joe covered a lot of what we discussed in our budget and audit committee meetings, but we are moving into budget season for 23-24 already, and Neil and I kind of start that process with a hard look at enrollment and trends, and because enrollment does drive staffing, so we're starting to take a look at those, close everything up for the current year, believe it or not, and then move into planning for next year. So we'll have to keep that budget calendar in the front of our minds as we move towards those workshops. for planning.
And this interest earnings analysis that this gave us, so that's looking promising.
Absolutely, yes.
That's a good thing. Thanks, Sybil. Henry's not here this evening. Nick. Hi, Nick.
Hi. So a lot of what we do is driven by the seasons, and winter seems like it's finally arrived. So on Monday, everybody was here very early, cleaning up the snow that we received, or that we got Sunday night into Monday. It looks like we're gonna get some more weather Thursday night into Friday, but I don't know what it is.
And Saturday.
If you know what it's gonna be, let me know so I can figure it out. It's gonna rain, I'll take it. So there's that. We also continue to work with our architects and engineers on the building condition survey. Last week I met with our mechanical engineer. They do mechanical, electrical and plumbing systems. So we reviewed systems in the boiler room, systems over at the bus garage, pool area, and all of those types of things so that we can get a report on that, see what types of things will need to be replaced possibly in the next 5 years or so.
And have we done has anything been done with the terrazzo flooring? I mean, are they gonna make a plan to?
Yes, there is a plan for that. We're looking to make those repairs over the Christmas break. That should give them enough window to be able to cut that section out and, try to blend everything back in.
Okay. Bobby Jones, presentation.
I don't have too much this month. I'd like to say thank you to the board for bringing bagels and coffee. It was unfortunately on a 2-hour delay day, so you didn't really get to see a lot of the employees come through. And most of them are all out of district. So, but thank you very much. And I just want to say thank you for hopefully later in the meeting, you'll approve our new bus attendant. As if you know anybody who's looking for a job, we could use some bus drivers, got some sports trips coming up that need some coverage. So just something to think about.
Thank you, Bobby Jones. John, hi, John.
Good evening, and I guess I even have less than Bobby Jones, so if you have any questions, I'll take them.
I think I'm good. I mean, we had that workshops and you did a really great job with that, so thank you for all the help.
And don't be afraid to contact Ryan and
I know, I told you, I hate to always call you, I was like, I'm always bothering you, but,
That's what we're here for.
I got the calendar working, so that was a good thing. Thank you. Pam, is she here today?
She is not here, but
Okay.
she asked me to relay to you that tonight's tasting is Mexican street corn soup with chips and homemade cookies.
Oh, all righty then. All right, thank you. No old business at this time. We'll start with new business. We'll start with the approval of the ski club for the 2022-2023 school year. Can I have a motion, please? Alicia, second. Diane? Any questions? Oh, you got a question, Ron?
No.
Proactive. All in favor? That was good. All right, the next, we have the second reading of the policy 5252, the extra classroom activity fund. We did a first read last month, so this is the second read. I need a motion for that. Joe, second. Ron, any questions? All in favor? Thank you. All right, I need a motion for the therapy dog handler. Molly, second. Diane? Any questions? All in favor? Or two hands? Yeah, Joe, I'm sorry.
All right, I'm on the wrong one.
Do the next one? Oh. All right. Next is the approval of the intermunicipal agreement with the town of Copake. Can I have a motion? Ron, second. Terry? Any questions? All in favor?
No, not that one, next.
Okay, that's the
I know,
next,
I know which one's out.
the next one.
Are you,
Okay.
okay? Thank you. So then we have the amendment to the employee rates. I'm not gonna read them all, you can see them there. I need a motion. Joe, second. Ron, any questions on that?
Are we going back in time, or is that supposed to be 2023 on the second one?
Probably.
I heard.
Oh, I see what you're, oh, good.
Thanks, Joe.
I thought somebody was getting retro. That's what I thought.
All right, thank you. All in favor? Thank you. All right, we have the Taconic Hills Faculty Association Memorandum of Agreement. You've got an attachment there. I need a motion. Joe, second. Alicia? Any questions? All in favor? Thank you. Next is the memorandum of agreement with all of the bargaining units for using the Fitness and Aquatic Center. Can I have a motion, please? Alicia, second. Terry? Any questions? All in favor? Thank you. All right, this is for the legal defense of employee that was in a motor vehicle accident. Can I have a motion, please? Diane, second. Terry? Any questions? All in favor? And Joe, you're abstaining. Thank you. We have a donation from the Hannaford Supermarkets for the Taconic Hills Junior Senior High School. Motion, please. Alicia, second. Joe? Any questions? All in favor? Joe? Thank you. All right, and this is the approval of the following educational services for the Vander Hayden Hall, Skill. Can I have a motion, please? Ron, second. Alicia, any questions?
It's a special education student that CSE recommended this placement for.
Okay, thank you.
All in favor? Thank you. Any public forum, second one? All right, we have additional items to discuss. So the Nutcracker performance is here, not the one, because they're charging the public on the weekend. So this is what Mary said, that we're welcome to come on Friday when they're
Right.
showing it.
But the
With the children.
regular performance is on Saturday at 2 and
Yes.
6, so I just wanted to add that.
Okay.
This is an abbreviated version.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the full, I didn't see it advertised that much, so,
Oh, really?
yeah, I didn't really see it.
I know you usually advertise anything that.
Yeah, I know, and so I just shared it the other night, but I just found out about Saturday. So it's 2 and 6.
Yeah. The legislative committee, the meeting's been canceled.
Yes.
And Mary brought up the Dancescapes 6th grade performance. Our next workshop is January 4th, is the Restorative Practices Board Workshop, which should really be a good one to attend. And then we did this last year, we did a half-year superintendent evaluation, because we usually go through a whole year. And it's really hard to go through all that information. So we started doing January where we do a half-year evaluation. So that's gonna be on January 11th. It'll be a retreat. And we'll kind of go over everything that all the evaluation tools and for some of the new board members, it'll give them an opportunity to familiarize themselves with the tool too. Policy committee meeting, that one will be on January 12th, 5:30. And the 5th and 6th grade winter concert is January 24th at 6:30. All right, anybody got anything else there? Any additional items to discuss? Okay, we need a motion to go into executive session for collective negotiations. Alicia, second, Ron. All in favor? Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and happy holidays to you all. I won't see you until probably, well, no, I'll be here next week. Good night.